What's your dog's name again?
Charlie.
Charlie. Yes, you can do the golf. Good job. Good morning, good morning. We are so glad you're all here with us today. We strive to be welcoming to visitors, so I'm going to appeal to our members and community to reach out and say hi to anybody you don't recognize. And you know what might happen? You might say hi to somebody who's a member. That's okay. Then you've met somebody new. So I know it's hard for some of us who are more reticent and shy to do this, but it's really important that we make everyone feel welcome. Let's welcome our friends on Zoom. Oh, you are well trained. For the new people, they can't see from there, they see from a camera back there, so people turn around. And let's see, Babette and Jerome are there, so there will be, and Beverly Nix, I think, is there, so there will be time after the service for the Zoom people to have fellowship. And those on YouTube, please like and subscribe, it's free. And I am so thrilled to welcome Reverend Dr. David Day here. He's written a number of absolutely amazing books, and Jim wrote a Facebook post today about him and how one of his books, Things They Never Taught You in Sunday School, was so important to him back many years ago. And since then, he's written about why the clergy lied and how the clergy lied about the whole GLBTQIA issue. And we are thrilled to have him, and he is going to be talking about his dog, Charlie. I want to encourage everyone who's here to let us know that you've been here. Sign the clipboards. If you're new and you give us your email address, then we'll put you on our list for our weekly e-news. We promise we won't bug you too much. I will probably send you a welcome. My job is to welcome visitors, and I hope to get to meet everybody who's here who I've not met yet. We are also having a special luncheon today for anyone who's a new visitor or has been a regular visitor. It's in the Sunrise Room. We call it Meet the Ministers. I think that means that it's Erica and I right now. Babs is in Maine, and Jim is out, and I'm going to have Donna do an announcement on that. Here. Does it?
Good morning, St. Andrews. Good morning. Wow, look at you all. It's so wonderful to have you here. Update on our pastor, Jim Rigby. He is home. His heart is fixed. And that is the good news. And it is all good news. And such a long time working up to being able to say that his heart is fixed. And now recovery from heart surgery. What that looks like is he is home. He is up and about with caution, and his family is with him. He will start cardiac rehab in about 6 weeks. And that means heart education, heart health, and physical exercise, PT. And he'll be ready for that. Recovery from surgery, and especially heart surgery, it's not just like a climb to the top. It's an up and down cycle. Some days are better than others. Patients tend to sleep a lot and rest a lot and need rest. And that's his future now for the next 3 months, is just getting his whole body to heal. And he's up for the job. He's grateful for the great surgery and the care in the hospital. Grateful for all of your love and messages and many kindnesses. He is very much enjoying the food that's being prepared from the outside, and we still need some support with that. So if you might be able to help, if you could talk to Steve Landsman after service, that would really be good. But he's very cognizant of what he needs to do and ready to do the work to get better. So I know all of our hearts are with him, and thankful to Babs, and she's on a much needed vacation, and we're thankful for that. So it's all good news. His heart is fixed.
Austin Presbyterian Theological Seminary on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. It's a exhibit about ritualizing the faith of migrant decedents in the Texas borderlands through forensic photographs. And Dr. Kate Spradley, who's a forensic anthropologist, will offer a reflection Wednesday night. And then it'll be open weekdays from 9 to 5 at the seminary in the McMillan Memorial Building, but you can just ask if you're interested in going, and that's free. I would like to call forward our 2 newest members of our church, and Martha Cole, who has their Bibles, Sarah Pinson and Jennifer Thrift. And we are so thrilled, so let's give them both a round of applause. And your homework is to find out something about them before you leave. And I also want to recognize Angela Spandenberg. See, you leave town and I totally screw your name up. Is back, just visiting temporarily. She moved to Bend, Oregon, and she and Michael Werner are here playing the flute, and we are thrilled that they're here today. So. Let us now come together in community.
Every Please join me in our call to community. The friendship we share this day is sacred. All gatherings, when people meet and touch, celebrate life. The laughter we share this day is sacred. Joy and sorrow that rise from love are springs of life. The stillness we share this day is sacred. In this peace is a haven for the spirit that nurtures life, for friends, for joy and sorrow, for the comfort of quietness. Let us ever be grateful and caring.
Please rise as you're able.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. I'd like to welcome the young and young at heart up for our puppet show. And if someone could please help Celeste with these bags of food on this aisle for the food pantry. She could maybe carry all of those, but it'd be great to have some help. All right.
Notes.
And, good. Y'all have a seat. While they are coming up, I want to take a moment to say a deep and hearty thank you to all of our volunteers who make the children's program possible. Everyone who helps out in Sunday school and chapel and puppet show in various ways. This really wouldn't be possible without all of these wonderful volunteers. And we've got those names up here. If you have helped out with children's program or youth program this year, will you please stand up and keep standing? Again, thank you so much. They're bringing a rose around to say thank you as a small token of our gratitude. And let's enjoy the puppet show.
The battery's dead. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello. How is everyone doing?
Good.
All right.
Well, I'm excited because my best friend Roberto, the frog, is here today.
Oh, hello, new friend. Boys and girls, can we all say hello to our new friend? Hello!
Wow, Takiki, you are so right. Everyone here is so nice.
Well, I don't think Roberto wants me to bring this up, but he has a little case of the worries.
Takiki, I told you I can't go.
Whoa, slow down. Go where?
Well, for months, me and Roberto have been planning this super awesome best friend trip to the rainforest, but just last week, Roberto told me he can't come anymore.
Oh, no, Roberto. What seems to be the matter?
Well, Hortense, first of all, I'll miss crow choir practice. I haven't cleaned my lily pad in months, and my next door neighbor, that mean old toad, has been eyeing my fly collection.
Oh, my.
There's just too much to do, and I mean, I could get eaten by those scary plants with teeth, or there might be so much rain I'd drown, and don't even get me started on the quicksand. Just think about all the things that could go wrong.
But think about all the things that could go right. Think of all those tasty rainforest mosquitoes we can eat, and the fun rivers that we can swim in. Think of all the cool photos we'll look back on in 20 years, all the memories we'll make.
Oh, I think Takiki is right, Roberto. You only live once after all. Life is for living, not hiding.
You're my best friend, Roberto. I couldn't think of any better way to spend my time than with you. Even if something goes wrong and we're lost in the rainforest, we'll figure it out together.
Well, we could always go next summer, or the summer after that, or I'm pretty free in 5 years.
Oh, well, do you really think you'll go in 5 years? What if the mean old toad is still there eating your flies?
Well, you never know.
What if we go now and in 5 years? If we wait, then we can only go once. But if we go now, we can plan new, even cooler trips for the future.
I think that sounds like an excellent plan. Life is precious, and if you don't enjoy it now, it might pass you by.
I think you guys are right. Takiki, you're my best friend, and I want to make lots of memories with you too.
Well, let's do it, Roberto. I'll start packing right away.
Me too. I'll get the umbrella, first aid, quicksand boots.
Oh, well, do go prepared, but remember to have fun.
We will, Hortense.
Remember, boys and girls, don't get stuck in the what-ifs of life. Just enjoy the moments that will turn into memories with the people you love. How about a song about living life to the fullest?
I can do that. Well, I'm sure that some of y'all remember that Shine Your Light event that we had at St. Andrews, right? That open mic. Well, Maya here wrote a poem for that open mic, and it was all about just taking advantage of the present and living in the present. And so when we were writing this puppet show, we remembered that poem, and we just took the lyrics to that poem and we made it into a song. So these lyrics are by Maya. And so here is the chorus. I'm gonna want y'all to sing along with me, okay? So it goes, I'm living the good life and I'm doing it all. Enjoy what's to offer and just let yourself fall. So I'll sing it through. I'm living the good life and I'm doing it all. Enjoy what's to offer and just let yourself fall. With me, I'm living the good life and I'm doing it all. Enjoy what's to offer and just let yourself fall. So beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and start. It starts with the chorus here, okay? I'm living the good life and I'm yourself fall. That's why I sing at the top of my lungs, chase my desires, buy what I want, plan a vacation, hop on a plane, love on my people and cry out my pain. a night's sleep. Through the week, staying loving and connected with everyone I meet. Adventures and games I do for the thrill. Start up a fire and melt all the chills. Staring at the stars, shining like gold. Know what you value and what you hold close. I'm living the good life and I'm doing it all. Enjoy what to offer and just let yourself fall. One more time. I'm living the good life and I'm doing it all. Enjoy what to offer and just let yourself fall. Thank you.
Off they go. Above the mountains, the geese turn into the light again, painting their black silhouettes on an open sky. Sometimes everything has to be inscribed across the heavens so you can find the one line already written inside you. Sometimes it takes a great sky to find that first bright and indescribable wedge of freedom in your own heart. Sometimes, with the bones of the black sticks left when the fire has gone out, someone has written something new in the ashes of your life. You are not leaving. Even as the light fades quickly now, you are arriving.
Let us start with taking a few deep breaths in and out. Let's breathe in and out. Let's breathe in again and out. And sink into your chair and relax. Continue to focus on breathing as we pray or meditate together, or go deep within yourself. We lift up the following concerns of our congregation. Nancy is back home after a fall earlier this week and is home on hospice care with her family surrounding her. Jerry is in rehab and recovering from an outpatient surgery. Barb will be starting chemotherapy this week for cancer. A friend of St. Andrew's was hospitalized this week and is now back home. There are others with persistent medical problems that take continuous monitoring and care. There are those who have recently lost loved ones. And we remember those caring for loved ones at home or for others with family newly placed in long-term care. We remember all who are being cared for, as well as their caregivers. We have prayers of thanksgiving for our pastor Jim, who is now home and recovering. Our prayer today is written by Dr. Rachel Naomi Remen, who co-founded a cancer help program in California. May we find each other in the silence between the words. May we heal the loneliness of our expertise with the wisdom of our service. May we honor ourselves, or honor in ourselves and all others that deep and simple impulse to live, to find sacred space and open land. And may we remember that the yearning to be holy is a part of everyone and the only hope for the next 1,000 years.
Today's reading is taken from a passage by Giordano Bruno. Divinity reveals herself in all things. Everything has divinity latent within itself, for she unfolds and imparts herself even unto the smallest beings, and from the smallest beings according to their capacity. Without her presence, nothing would have being, because she is the essence of the existence of the first unto the last being.
Good morning. Morning. It's an honor to be in this spot. I have a great love for your pastor, Reverend Dr. Jim Rigby, and for your church staff, and for all of you, and respect for the work you do as a beacon of light in this community. Thank you for having me here. The quote we have today obviously isn't scripture. In fact, it's from a guy who was thrown out of the church. But wait till you hear the reason. For those of you who don't know him, let me introduce you to Giordano Bruno. He lived in the 1500s. He was a Catholic priest, then a theologian celebrated by kings, and a prolific writer. But then he said publicly that all of the stars were suns, with planets circulating around them, just as our sun had our planet circulating around it. Now, this was in the 1500s. It wasn't until the 1600s that Galileo got in a lot of trouble for saying our planet was circulating around the sun. But this was Bruno in the 1500s saying this. The church fathers clamped his tongue with a steel clamp, and they burned him at the stake. Science has proven he was right. And he said in our quote today, now this is another place where he got in some trouble, because this quote was taken, when he did this quote, he attributed it to the goddess Venus, I think as a cloak, but later in later writings, he said the same thing attributable to himself, that all things were divine. And the church saw this as pantheism. They saw this as being a belief that a bunch of little gods were running around. And everybody knew then, and now everybody knew, that God was an old white man up in heaven, like an adult elf on the shelf. But that was a part of the sin of Giordano Bruno as far as the church was concerned. So I decided I was going to learn more about this quote, and I decided to look up divine online. And I found a picture of a drag queen. Now here's the thing, because I had misspelled divine. I mistakenly spelled it D-E-V-I-N-E instead of D-I-V-I-N-E. But divine, the drag queen, spelled her name D-I-V-I-N-E, but yet came up. And then when I spelled divine correctly, D-I-V-I-N-E, no drag queen came up. Now, what does that say about the analytics? But what I found was that divine means the essence of God. The essence of God. Not reflecting God, not having God in the thing sometimes. What Giordano Bruno was saying, that everything is the essence of God. David, may we see that slide? This is our little dog, Charlie. Isn't she divine? Charlie was given an expiration date. We were told by a veterinary oncologist that Charlie had urinary tract cancer, and with intensive therapy, she might have 3 to 6 months to live. Her little body didn't tolerate the intensive therapy. 10 months later, she was running across the back deck and suddenly collapsed. She fell over, her legs stiffened, her eyes rolled back. We knew she was gone. 2 minutes later, she was running around the backyard. And now a veterinary cardiologist told us that, and showed us Charlie's grossly enlarged heart and her little valve that just waved like a flag, just like this. And with intense therapy, Charlie might last a few months. That was early last fall. The thing is, and the hitch is, the intense therapy included strong diuretics, and Charlie has to go outside and pee every 3 to 4 hours, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or her little lungs fill up with fluid and she'll pass away. That's the intense therapy. Now fast forward to the coldest, dankest, most awful night of the winter. There's sleet on the grass in the backyard. It's awful. The wind is just biting. And I'm taking Charlie out, and we take turns, but I'm taking Charlie out for her 3 a.m. And just as we get to the back door, she looks up at me, looks me right in the eye, and although she never does this, she peed right on the carpet. And it was as if to say, you go, I'm not going out there. Thank you very much. I can pee right here. And she did. But since she never stoops just once, we went on out. And on that cold night with all that ice, I looked at her and I remember thinking, maybe we should just end this. maybe for all concerned, we should just bring this to an end. And then I saw our veterinarian looking me right in the eye and saying, you know, when people put a dog down, they usually do it for their own convenience and not for the dog. And I remember how offended I was that she said that to me. How dare she say that to me? And here it was this winter night, and I'm having these thoughts. Well, I was then hoping that Charlie couldn't read minds. And I started to cry a little bit. And we walked back in the house, and she stopped in the middle of the den and looked over her shoulder at me with those big brown eyes as if to say, I'm going to bed, it's cold. I've had enough of this. She went to sleep and I didn't. I was awake for a long time after that. And as I heard her little snore, which is a little high-pitched, cartoon-like snore, I remember thinking, isn't that sweet? I mean, there are little animals all over this part of the world in their little dens making that beautiful sound. Why is it that we as humans don't appreciate that more? And then my eyes popped open and I realized we had a $3,500 veterinarian bill and a freezer full of meat. Now, my thoughts, you know how you are at night, your thoughts flit around. My thoughts went to when I was 5 or 6 years old and we had chickens. And occasionally my sister and I would be in the backyard and my mother would come marching through the back door, walk into the backyard, grab a chicken, barehanded, grab a chicken, wring its neck, pluck it, dress it, and take it in to fix for dinner. And she always said to us, don't name the chickens. But we did, which meant that if we were having Henrietta for dinner, we were having Henrietta for dinner. Or Cara Cluck, or my favorite Cockadoodle Sue. They were all there. And folks today might say, why would a mother expose a child to that? What a horrible thing. Why would you have to have your child watch something like that? But I think in the process, when I'm thinking back, I think in the process, my sister and I learned something about the reality of sacrifice. We kill 150,000 chickens a minute. We kill 900,000 cattle a day. Now you're saying, David, is this a vegan sermon? No, I'm a hopeless carnivore. I just want to demonstrate how we are sustained by sacrifice. We may deny it, we may sweep it under the carpet, we may not want to hear it, but every day, every hour, we as humans are sustained by sacrifice. And at the same time, we're spending $31 billion a year on veterinarian bills and $150 billion a year on pet supplies. Now talk about a strange species bias and a strange value system. That's it, that's us. And that's another sermon some other day. But we are sustained by sacrifice. Now, I look at little Charlie and I think, what's the difference between your species and my species? And what I have to come up with is, we have civilization. We are civilized. We built all these majestic cathedrals and all these wonderful museums and all these wonderful education facilities and universities and hospitals, and we developed all this medical technology and all this electronic technology and all these computers. We have a civilization, and we celebrate the arts and pass them down through the centuries. Wonderful, sweeping, soaring music and beautiful paintings. We have a civilization. But it did not come, and it does not come without sacrifice. Every generation has sacrificed to pass that along and make sure it exists. And we're doing the same. Wonderful things we're doing. Do you know that we, as a people, put our resources together and we support a program so that instead of our farmers being paid for raising nothing in their fields, We take that grain and we take it to other countries where people are starving because of famine and war. And we give that grain to those starving people and, wait, I'm getting a message from the studio. Oh, no, we cancel that. We cancel that. But never mind, it's okay. We have this other program where at all of our universities across the country, we take the finest minds, the finest researchers, the finest clinicians, the finest engineers, and we put them to work and we fund this, that they're working on cutting edge research all the time to always be moving humanity forward, to always be on the cutting edge, to make sure we keep our... They're telling me we cancel that. But that's okay. We have a whole department devoted to education. And with that department, we make sure that little children are going to get educated no matter what their circumstance, no matter how much life is a struggle for them. We make sure that there's equality in that. We make sure that they're brought up so that they become contributing members of society and they can pay taxes and it all gets paid back to us. It's a wonderful thing. But what do you think the studio's telling me now? That's been canceled. But it's okay. We have this program where we have this organization that looks out for our health. They make sure they know about infectious diseases. They make sure they're always researching outbreaks around the world and containing them. And some of the most heroic doctors in the world go where those deadly outbreaks are taking place and work to contain them and work to learn about them so we don't get that disease here. That's a wonderful department. We cancel that. We cancel that. And I could go on. I have a few more. I could go on. But I won't. And I'm sure you're happy about that. So what do those programs have in common? Well, they're all woke. Are they? Or are they civilized? Are we, as humanity has done for hundreds and hundreds of years, willing to make some sacrifice to bring forward civilization? But sacrifice has been given a bad name. You know, if you sacrifice, we're told now by the new social construct, you're a sucker. You're a chump. You know, you must not be all there to sacrifice. The model now is enormous riches and enormous self-aggrandizement, enormous self-awareness and pride. So because we have now belittled sacrifice, we don't honor our veterans like we should. We don't honor that sacrifice. We don't honor our parents like we should. We don't respect our older people like we should. You know, we don't want to talk about sacrifice in this new construct. Coming out of slavery, still bearing the scars of the whip. There were people who bowed their neck and pushed forward so that their children could get an education, so that their community could have respect and continue tradition and move forward with civilization. They had crosses burned in their yards. They were hung from trees. They marched. And they sacrificed. It's against the law to talk too much about that in Texas. I'm telling you. And for the LGBTQ community, during the AIDS crisis, young people who knew they only had a few months to live, their ribs showing in their emaciated bodies, kept going to the meetings, kept showing up at the rallies. When the Catholic Church took an onerous position toward the AIDS crisis, they sprawled out in the aisles at St. Patrick's Cathedral, screaming, "You're killing us." They sat in the streets, protesting the lack of funding for AIDS research. And when police who didn't want to touch them without gloves came to pick them up and carry them away, they chanted, "Your gloves don't match your shoes." Knowing that they had, some of them knowing they only had a few months to live. They didn't do it for themselves. They did it for future generations' sacrifice. Now we're told the only sacrifice we've been called upon to do is pay higher prices so we can bring manufacturing back to America. Say the people who are building the robots who will do the manufacturing. But there have been regimes in the past who didn't respect sacrifice. There have been regimes in the past who halted the march of civilization or tried to, but to a regime, they have underestimated the power of the willingness of the individual to sacrifice for the benefit of others. So why am I here talking about altruism at a church? Altruism, the willingness to sacrifice for the benefit of others. Why am I here talking about that at a church? Because that ought to be the church. That is this church, I can tell you, and that's one reason I'm here. But it's not every church. That should be the basis of every religion in the world, and it is for many or most. Altruism, the willingness to sacrifice for the benefit of others. So why should we practice that? Maybe it's because when all is said and done, when push comes to shove and you sort it all out, maybe they aren't others after all. Maybe they're us. And we're divine. We're divine. We're divine. Thank you.
During our offertory this morning, I want to pause and reflect on all of the folks who take care of the details, all of those pieces of things that we do at the church, whether it's keeping the books or looking at the finances, putting labels on kitchen cabinets, doing committee work, the things that are less visible to all of us, but are incredibly important to our functioning as a community. We want to give thanks for all of the visible, less visible, and invisible ways that you make this a beautiful place to be. Will the ushers please come forward? We're doing a quick thing.
We're gonna do a thing?
We're gonna do a thing.
All right, I'll get down.
Okay. I'd like to invite Santiago Rocha and Lola Ortiz up here.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Santiago Rocha. I'm one of the youth volunteers, and I've known Lola now for 3 or 4 years going on, and she's getting ready to graduate, and a few words I wanted to say to celebrate her. So it brings me great joy to celebrate Lola's upcoming graduation with our congregation. It is a celebration that is so needed at this time. Reflecting on speaking to you today and what I would say about Lola, I found myself experiencing a joy that brought me hope, a joy that held no room for despair or worry. A joy in its simplest form revolves around uplifting a very genuine, thoughtful, bright, and compassionate person, Lola. Lola, just by being her own unique self, is exactly what the world needs today. A person who isn't afraid to be themselves. In the last few years of getting to know Lola, I can confidently say that she has left a stronger impression on me and our youth than we could ever leave onto you. I can't wait to see the impact you leave on the world as you embark on your next chapter of life at Austin College and beyond. Thank you, Lola, for being who you are, a joyous light in this world. You always have a spiritual family here at St. Andrews. Congratulations.
Please rise as you're able.
Well, I started crying when Santiago was talking about Lola, so I guess I'm just going to continue to do that through the end of the service, because we have several people to say goodbye to today. Jay and Catherine and Miriam, will you join us, please? You can. Where are we? Yeah. Oh. Turn around. They are all, well, Catherine and Jay are moving to Florida. Miriam is moving to Maryland. And even though you will not be physically present with us unless you come back to visit, which we hope you do, you will be in our hearts. You'll be in our hearts, and you always have a home with St. Andrews. We want to thank you for the way that you've poured yourself into this community, and the people who you are going to are so lucky for all of the gifts that they will receive through you. Yeah.
I will say just how much St. Andrews has meant to me. I've been coming about 12 years, and the first, I don't know, a couple of months I cried every time because I couldn't believe that I was welcome as me, as a lesbian, feminist, reproductive rights supporter, not really sure what I believe exactly about all the things bigger than us, and here was this community of people welcoming and saying things from the pulpit that I agreed with, which was weird. Yeah, and also, we got married here 9 years ago next month.
And I want to thank the entire congregation and my family. When I moved here 6 years ago, it was right before my transplant, and this entire community has shown their love and support, passion, and grace during my surgery and recovery, and I will always be grateful for everyone's unconditional compassion and grace and journey. I want to thank you.
Friends, let us reach down to our roots. Nourished by living waters and fed by the very ground of our being, let us pour out ourselves for the life of the world. Now go with these loves, the love from which you came, the love that walks alongside you, and the love that lives within you all of your days. Go in peace. Amen.